It's 5 pm and you have just realized that the project you have been putting off is due tomorrow. It's time to buckle down and open your laptop and check your phone. Maybe catch up on your favorite YouTube channel. Actually, you should check the reviews of the new movie which has just released. You usually like playing, though it's hard to enjoy with this work hanging over your head. It's 5:35 pm now. It's so late, so you tell yourself you can do it tomorrow morning. The blank screen, the empty page, the unfilmed video, these often paralyze us when we sit down to start writing or creating anything. We are halted by an invisible force that prevents us from typing that first word, filling that first page, or shooting that initial video. And why do the hard work when it's so easy to get that dopamine hit from Instagram? This is the cycle of procrastination, and I promise you, we have all been there. But why do we keep procrastinating even when we know it's bad for us? Procrastination happens when we avoid a task we need to do even though we know it will have negative consequences. It's irrational, but it's our body's way of protecting us from a perceived threat. When you need to submit a project with a deadline approaching, your brain sees it as a threat. This response seems extreme because it's just a deadline and not a bear attack. However, we often procrastinate on tasks that make us feel dread, insecurity, or incompetence. Studies show that students procrastinate more on tasks that are stressful or difficult, and these projects seem harder the longer they are put off. So procrastination is putting off tasks which lead to backlog of work, broken promises, and negative consequences. Now there is something called instant gratification which makes procrastination worse. Instant gratification is the urge to choose a smaller, immediate reward over a larger future benefit. It's a natural human urge to want good things and to want them now. At the core of instant gratification is the fundamental human drive to seek pleasure and to avoid pain. For example, 1 hour exercise session can be very painful in the short term, but it can be very beneficial in the long run. On the other hand, scrolling through Instagram is very pleasurable in the short term, but ultimately a waste of time. So instant gratification is the immediate fulfillment of person's need or desire. When we crave something pleasurable like food or entertainment, we rarely think I'll wait for it. We naturally want good things now. We no longer need instant gratification for survival, unlike our ancestors who had to eat food when they see it because they may not know where their next meal is coming from. Today, the tendency for instant gratification is linked to higher debt, obesity, lower achievement, and procrastination. But in modern life, we still experience this urge. For example, if I need to start a long and difficult project, I am more likely to procrastinate and watch a movie, take a nap, or scroll through social media. This instant gratification takes the place of the work that I should be doing. People often fail because they choose immediate pleasures over long-term goals. Our brain is constantly battling between what we want now and what's best for the future. High achievers focus on the future while others give in to present desires. For example, goals like getting a promotion, achieving a medal in sports, running a marathon, writing a book, or saving money for the future requires effort and sacrifice. But immediate desires can distract us from these goals. So even though we know what's best for us, we often choose what's easier. So how can we break this cycle of procrastination and instant gratification? Here are some points which have personally worked for me. First is practicing delayed gratification. As Naval Ravikant said, most of the gains in life come from suffering in the short term, so you can get paid in the long term. Practice delayed gratification by making your brain aware and avoiding things which give you instant pleasure, which is a major reason for procrastination. Enjoy the long-term process and stop looking for cheap dopamine. Second is to remove distractions from work environment. For example, I always leave my mobile in a different room when I am starting a long and difficult project. This helps me concentrate better and avoid interruptions, which leads to increased productivity and better work quality. Third is to follow the 2-minute rules. The first 2-minute rule is given by David Allen in his book Getting Things Done. It says that any task which could be done in 2 minutes or less should be done immediately rather than being postponed. So if you have to write an email which will just take 2 minutes, just do it right now instead of scheduling it. This approach prevents tasks from stacking up in your mind, being forgotten, or taking more time later. The second 2-minute rule is from Atomic Habits by James Clear. It recommends breaking down big tasks into just 2 minutes or less. So if you want to read a book, start by just reading 2 pages. Each small step brings you closer to completing the entire task. Another thing about this rule is that you learn consistency. At first, it might seem unproductive or even dumb, but sticking to this 2-minute rule every day means turning into the kind of person who does something regularly. It will make you someone who is good at showing up. And fourth, don't be so hard on yourself. If you don't succeed, it's alright. Just plan to do better next time. Journaling about why a task is stressing you out or why you are procrastinating can also help. What I'm trying to tell you is to face and tackle what you avoid, else you will end up procrastinating again. Starting small is better than not starting at all. Today is the youngest you'll ever be again, and you still have the time to become all you wanted to be in life. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now.